Hi everybody, welcome to another World War II video. I hope you're all doing very well. Today, as you can see by the thumbnail, we're going to be looking at balance changes, which will be coming soon in game. Now, there is a lot to get through, so I'll try and get through as quickly as possible. I just want to say before we start, guys, thanks so much to everyone that's subscribing to me. It's been fantastic. I've got to say that I'm almost at 100 subs, and your support means everything, gives me the drive to go on and make more videos, you know, so thanks so much. I must say, I really appreciate it. Now, before we look at the cards, I just want to talk quickly about respawn mode in Brawl. Now, this will now be the tower damage multiplier will be down from 3 to 2, so a little less damage from the towers, and your commander will respawn after 4 seconds regardless, so there'll be no build-up time in that either. So that's a big change to the Brawl mode, which is something I'm really excited about. So as you can see, guys, I've just made up a couple of decks with the cards that are being buffed and nerfed, and we'll just go through them and talk about them very quickly, because there is a lot to get through. So first of all, we've got invisibility, which is now going to cost 3 dough, which is up from 2. And that card normally goes hand in hand with the clown car. Now, this will have a spawn time, of 20 seconds. So that, as you can see, that's up from 15. As you level it up, the timer will decrease by 1 per level. So if you've got a level 3 as I have, it'll take 18 seconds to spawn. So that's a bit of a nerf to Clown Car and invisibility, which I think is a good thing. Now, the next card that comes again hand in hand with those two cards is the Mammoth, which on its own I don't think is overly powerful, but when you get 2 coming out of a Clown Car, it certainly is. So hopefully them aforementioned nerfs there will help. So they have buffed the Mammoth. The charge distance will now be 40. Which is up from 32, so it's going to do a charge from further away, which will increase its damage as well. Now, the one I'm super sad about is Disco Ray. It's a card I love using in my deck. It is now going to cost 4 dough, which is up from 3. Now, I think that is, I am biased, but I do think overall it is fair. It's going to, you know, even it up a bit, because for 3 dough you could take out so much. Next, we've got the Infestation Mine, which I personally don't see a lot of, that's getting a slight buff. Its cost is going to be reduced to 2, which makes it more of a cycle card. Hopefully we'll see it used a bit more. Now, the big one, Drillatron, we have got that in our monthly challenge this time. So the Drillatron, damage will increase to 1,000, which is up from 900. And it'll be applied over 2 seconds as opposed to 2.25. The big thing with this is once it destroys a building, it will generate 2 dough, which I think is super interesting. That they are trying to make it viable, so let's see how that goes. Now, Tankarina, next, we have a protective shield will be on Tankarina when she's above 50% health, and this will reduce damage by 50% as well when in that form. So yeah, that's another card that we would like to see a bit of love for, so that could make it viable. Now, next we have the artifact card, Monkey on Your Back and Bananas. Now, it costs 3 dough at the moment. In the next balance change, it will cost 4 dough, so that is a huge hit to that artifact. I believe that's you're not going to see as much of that in top level gameplay. Next up, we have got Buck. So Buck's shooting time will now be 0.6 seconds, up from 0.4 seconds, so it's going to shoot a bit slower, which I am delighted about. I'm running into Porta Potty every second match, so hopefully this small adjustment will help. So we'll see how it goes. Next up, we have got Teleport. So whenever you're using the second part of the portal, you say you've got a bunch of piranhas running in, it'll only throw 1 back. Now it's going to throw everything back that is in the teleport range. So that's quite good if you've got a big push coming and you want to push everything back. If you've got a lot of things on your tower, maybe a Rex, the commander, Piranha Surprise. If you get that portal right, you can push everything back. Now, an interesting one is Mr. Poofs. So it's going to spawn the illusions quicker. Illusions are going to be spawned in 2 seconds, which is down from 4. However, the illusion duration is only going to be 2 seconds as well, which is down from 4. So we'll see if they become viable. I have run into them a couple of times, but I don't see them, you know, a lot. But we'll see how that buff or change, if you like, affects them and their usability. Next, I'm delighted, Troop Trap. Okay, so as I say, the developers really are listening to the community. I mean, I've championed this for a long time, and I'm sure everybody else has. As you can see, the capture time at the bottom there is 2 seconds. Now it's going to go up to 3 seconds. So whenever that troop trap comes down, you've got another second to actually shoot it and release your troop. I'm absolutely delighted about that change. Next we're going to look at Sheriff Justice. Now this is a cool card, and the mechanics of it, the premise of it, sorry, is great. Now what they're doing to the sheriff is whenever he pulls the commander in, he's actually going to slow the commander by 60% for 3 seconds. So that could be very, very interesting. You know, if you can pull the commander in and have another, like, pull him into a B mine. I know a couple of guys, my friend Attack uses that move quite a lot, and I've been on the opposite end of it. So that's a good buff. I like that idea, but it'll be interesting to see how that actually works on in game. And then we have the Chopper, which is now going to be able to detect invisibility up to 8 tiles in an 8-tile radius, which is great because we're seeing a lot of mines at the moment. So yeah, I like that change to the Chopper. I think that's a really, really good and interesting change. Next up, we have got Confetti the Yeti. So it will start with a 45% speed reduction and increase 5% per level. So yeah, I like that as well. That you're sort of building up the speed reduction over time. Sounds pretty good. Now the big one that I'm interested to see, as you can see, the 1-800 airstrike, it costs 6 dough at the moment. Now that is now going to cost 4 dough, and damage is going to be decreased from 1600 down to 800. So it's halving the damage, and we're getting 2 dough reduced off it. Is it going to be viable? Is it going to be cheaper that you can cycle, you know, because it's still going to, if you can get it over basically the whole map, it's still going to be a great card, and you're going to be able to get there quicker with it being 4 dough. So that is going to be interesting as well. Now I've got 2 other cards that are in the balance changes. Sorry, I just couldn't fit them into the deck. Another one I'm super delighted about, because I've got this thing at level 1 and I come up against it all the time, is the Greevil. Okay, the Greevil will no longer generate dough over time. However, he will celebrate the death of friendly troops and enemy troops by 1 dough. So in essence, that means if you've got a Greevil down and one of your troops dies, you'll gain 1 dough. If an enemy's troop dies, you'll gain 1 dough if you've got a Greevil in the map. A cool change, very innovative. I like the fact that it's not going to be a case of just stacking Greevils all the time. Well, I hope that's not the case, because I do struggle with that big time, and I know a lot of people use that very effectively. As I say, I've only got mine at level 1, but yeah, we'll see how that one goes as well. The next and final one is the Mad Scientist. Now, it's been tinkered with quite a bit over the past few months. So the slow effect will start at 20% and will increase by 15% per level. So as you level up the Mad Scientist, the slow effect's going to level up with it, and it's starting at 20%. So yeah, there's a lot of changes there, guys. I'm really excited about how they're going to work into the meta, to the gameplay in general, and yeah, just bring it on. So we're going to see, just look at our board here. Hope you're all doing well with your board. I'm not finding it just as grindy this season as what I did last season. So we're doing all right, you know. I've managed to unlock the porta potty eventually. I never completed the Brawl, unfortunately. But yeah, so we're going to do that one next after we do the caveman one at the bottom here. So yeah, guys, so let me know in the comments down below what you think of the balance changes, what you're excited about, what you're not too excited about. For me, Trip Trap and Gravel, yes, love it. Disco Ray, not so keen, but probably necessary. As always, guys, take care.